I'm not sure where to start. Let's see. I'm, uh, I'm a grandmother of two children. I have one daughter. I was married for 20 years and have been divorced for over 20 years. I'm just now I'm a newly appointed member of the PCA Workforce Council, which is very exciting and unexpected for me. Um, let's see, what else is there? And of course, I'm in a power wheelchair and have been progressively getting more disabled as I age. As I was diagnosed when I was 6 years old. It's a genetic form of muscular dystrophy, and my mother and brother both have it, or my mother has died now, but they have it for some reason to a much less degree than I. I've been in a power wheelchair for about 25 years, I think. And my brother has just gone into a power wheelchair, and he's less than 2 years younger than I am. So there's, been a really wide difference in our experience of the disease. And it was a surprise to me. At 18, I was about at the level that my mother was at when she was roughly 50. And I sort of thought that's how I would be at 50. And it just sort of kept going and kept going and kept going. And there's really no treatment, nothing to do except, equipment. So it's been sort of a surprise, an adjustment. Yes, I was in my own home in Denver, Colorado, and I guess it's about almost 9 years ago, I started getting much worse again, and by August of 2005, I all of a sudden could not stand to transfer to bed and back into my chair again. And I didn't know what to do. And as far as I knew, and as my doctors told me, the only choice was a nursing home. So my daughter had moved to the Boston area after college because a lot of her father's family is here, and she wanted to get to know them better. So I relocated here. I had lived here in the early 70s when I was first married, and I went into a nursing home the day I arrived in Boston, and I had feared it all my adult life, and still I had no clue as to what I was going to face. It was so far beyond what I had feared that it was an almost unspeakable trip through hell. I was in 4 different Boston area nursing homes over the course of 7 years. At one point, I was in the #1 rated nursing home in Massachusetts, which is much sought after with nursing homes. And that was the one that I attempted suicide to get out of. And finally, a friend put me in touch with Boston Center for Independent Living, and they helped me work out a contract with my next nursing home that I had been sent to, that I could go out by myself and be safe, come back, and from there, they started saying, you could live on your own. There are personal care attendants, and you could move back into the community and have your own home and be cared for there easily. And I was like very skeptical, but finally it was just my experiences in nursing homes, the abuse that you suffer yourself and witness in others is well, just horrendous. Just I'd never imagined such things go on in a civilized society. My gosh, in a way, it's been like being reborn or something. I appreciate things that I had taken for granted for so long. I just appreciate privacy. I appreciate watching what I want to watch on TV, or reading if I want to read, or getting up when I want to, and going to bed when I want to, and eating what I want to, and doing what I want to, going where I want to, not asking permission to go someplace, not being a child, being told like I'm not safe to cross the street by myself, or, those sorts of, it gets very paternalistic in a nursing home. And it's just lovely to be an adult again and to have the rights and freedoms of an adult, as all adults should have. It's a little intimidating. You want to be very careful and make sure they get paid on time. You want to certainly never abuse them or ask them to do things that are beyond what the job calls for. It's it's also a great joy. You get to know a few lovely women very well, and we share our lives with each other and what's going on with our children and grandchildren or whatever, and what's going on with their jobs and their lives. And it's very interesting. It's fun. It's challenging. It's interesting.
Sure.
It's a very stressful adjustment because I need to repeat myself like probably for a month or two, or I really need to trust the person to be able to assist me with lifting me to the bed and putting me back to the chair. So that's a big adjustment because I don't want to be dropped, accidentally, or to hurt her. Also, for example, cooking. I'm very picky about eating certain stuff. And I need to be able to trust someone to do my meal correctly. Otherwise, probably I will get sick. But it's a tough decision on who I can hire. It depends on the day. Like anybody else, we all have good days or bad days. But I usually try to not get angry at anything. If I get angry, it goes away like 5 minutes later, and then I forget. If I have an argument or a tough decision, I go straight to the point, and that's it. End of the story. Yes, an attitude is most definitely important, especially if someone has a disability that impair them to communicate in words, to express themselves in words by talking. Some PCAs mistake their position of being too helpful, and sometimes don't see the real person that they are working for, or even if they don't have a speech or physical, or if they have physical disability.
I tried to talk to them, but I couldn't do nothing. So I had another aide to help me, like Candace, and they fired her, fired most of them, because they didn't know if I was the boss or not, and they didn't even do their work. And they were talking on the phone all the time, so I had to fire them.
What's Karen like?
She's fun, and I really love her. She makes me laugh like anything, and she's a good cook. So I love her so much.
Do you remember when you interviewed her for the job?
Well, she was my backup when somebody fired somebody, and she took over. The bad ones I don't do. I had for a long time when I first started this program. I didn't like them at all, so I had to throw them out head first. I like to be the boss because, to tell you the truth, I don't even know why. But I just feel like it, to be the boss of them.